I don't care who's first or who last, but I know that y'all just better rock this at the drop of a dime, baby.
No bone, no smoking sign, yeah. Metaphor heaven, so they approve Mickey like my credit score 7. Mac and cheese, 6 fried chicken or guns, and I'm killing these, just might fucking it up.
No doubt, Grand Groove TV. Your man Big Jacks. Got my man Royale, GrandGrooveDJs.com. All day, all day, all day. So the big hype this week has been the BET 2009 awards and the BET Ciphers. You know they do the Ciphers every year. And they went in this year. They had Nicki Minaj, Joe Budden, Crown Royal, Buckshot, Eminem, Black Thought, Mos Def, Wale, Nipsey Hussle. Who am I forgetting? The dude from Tanzania.
Chris?
Of course, KRS, you know, putting it down. So, Royale and I were just talking. We were like, you know, who would you want in the Cipher? The Cipher of all time. Like, who is the who's who list? So we were starting to think about
Dead or alive. Dead or alive.
Oh yeah, dead or alive. Who would you want in the Cipher? A tight Cipher, we'll say 5 to 6.
Okay, 5 to
really
6.
keep it limited. Like,
Yeah.
so we're talking like, who is your cream of the crop? And that's your picks. It doesn't have to necessarily be like the best in hip hop. So we were going through the list and trying to decide who we would put on there as Grand Groove and just like as individuals and whatnot. So one of my personal picks to start it off, the first person I said was Big Daddy Kane in his prime. When it came to that like late 80s golden era hip hop, Kane is pretty much that dude when it comes to like
can't hold back or fold, cause I'm a man with soul, in control and effects, so what the heck? Rock the discotheques and this groove is what's next.
Who would you put up on there, Roy?
Big in his prime though, like Big, yeah. No, actually, his prime kind of was like when he was alive. So any Big.
Life After Death, Jiggy Big? Or are we talking like
No,
Party and Bullshit?
definitely Life After Death. Life After Death, Jiggy Big. Because the thing about that, like he was Jiggy, like to the media and to us, but like if you really dissected his rhymes, he was far from it, and his flow was so much more mature than it was like on Party and Bullshit, or even some of the joints on Ready to Die.
Get it? Biggie.
For me, if you're talking like all-time people, you have to have some Wu-Tang representation.
I disagree. Sorry, but I know. Here we go.
That's good.
Here we go.
We want to get people talking. I picked the METHOD.
Hey, I'll be kicking. You, son, you doing all the yapping, acting as if it can't happen. You're fronting.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? I take it back.
Basically, Method Man is like, roll that shit, light that shit, smoke it.
Cannabis. Like, seriously. Like, it's unfortunate what happened to his career, but we all know, like, Get Retarded, Beast from the East, Lost Boys, the DJ Clue freestyles, even second round knockout. Like,
Yeah.
nobody, when he was out, nobody was touching him.
You ain't got the skills to eat a nigga's ass like me.
He was like the Eminem before Eminem.
Eminem. You gotta put
Oh,
Eminem.
Well,
I mean, you know what?
Eminem anytime, I think.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, he's still doing his thing.
Cause any MC that chooses to go against me is getting taken advantage of, like Monica Lewinsky.
I don't really need to like go into the discussion about Eminem. You know, right?
Yeah.
So would you put Jay in there?
I was gonna ask the same question. I don't know. Would you?
Thank you. Far too kind.
I'm gonna throw a bit of a curveball, like 95, 96 Busta Rhymes.
Ooh, really?
Just because like he's one of those dudes that like if you were to like I personally think if you were to
Really? Hey, give me a song that would think, cause I'm not really seeing that right now.
Flavor in Your Ear to me is a good example where
Okay, that's a good example.
I split your face and give you stitches, throw niggas and bitches, slap the ass on fat bitches. Wait 1 second, and I get down, I'm rolling with the heavyweight connect through the stomping ground now.
Okay.
at that time he had that flavor where he might be saying something ill, but also just the way he said it.
Dead in the middle of little did we know that we riddle to middleman who didn't do diddly.
I don't even need to explain that. You already know. Big pun. Yeah.
Just to recap, Biggie Smalls, Big Daddy Kane,
Yeah.
Method Man, Busta Rhymes, Big Pun, Eminem, Cannabis. That's about 7.
And we're not gonna throw Jay in there. You're not gonna throw Jay in there.
I'm not gonna throw Jay.
Okay, then we're not gonna throw Jay in there.
If you, do you want you?
No, but it has to be agreed though. This is a Grand Group video, so it has to, like.
Okay.
If one doesn't agree, then we can't throw him in there.
No, we could though, because you could have your list and I have mine. We don't have to be one and the same.
Okay, fine. I'll throw Jay in there.
You throwing Jay? All right. Well.
And you won't.
Yeah.
All right, that's it.
So at this point, you gotta let us know what you think, right? So GrandGrooveDJs.com, Big Jacks, Royale. We going in talking about the cipher of all time, the fantasy cipher. Who you think would put it down? Your personal picks. We'll say, like, keep it to about 6 or 7 max, and let us know who put it down in the cipher. Yeah, GrandGrooveDJs.com.
It's like I'm off the bomb bar when I bring the fucking drama. Used to bomb you like Saddam, but now that I'm a little calmer, I'm a fucking cross between Osama, Dama, Obama, and Dalai Lama. Somali, I'm a night shining armor.
It's over there. It's over right there, and that's where it ends.
GrandGrooveDJs.com. Shit.
I don't know what y'all gonna do with this, but it got to be funky. It got to be funky if you're gonna be on it. I don't care who start, I don't care what y'all do, but you got to be finished before the music is through.
Someone's gonna say something where it's like, oh yeah, you know what, you can kind of put that person in there.
Somebody could say something stupid like,
Yo, how come
Chino
you didn't,
XL or
how
some
come you
shit.
didn't mention?
Yo, why didn't you mention the Mortal Technique?
How come you didn't mention Out Loud from Blase Brethren? Yo, put out the word Blase has emerged, Brethren.
My brethren such and such that lives on Bramley, he could spit something serious, yo.
Yo, differently, yo.
Okay.
Differently, yo.
Who else
You
is
should put
there?
fucking Mr. Cheeks in that shit.
I like Mr. Cheeks.